Hey folks, back again for installment number 3 of reviewing the beers within the Advent calendar from Parallel 49 and Red Racer. We're doing numbers 9, 10, and 11, and 12 today. And one of them, number 9, the bottle isn't here, so I'm just going to have to go from recollections. Jeremy and I drank that one, and we compared notes in terms of what we thought of it. So that one was number 9, and it was a s'more stout. And if I recollect what it said on the side of the label, that the ingredients included things like marshmallows, chocolate, and graham crackers. In terms of what it looked like, it was a dark brown when poured with a tan head. Aromas were chocolate and malts for sure. And again, the flavors initially chocolates with a malty and milky sweetness kind of lingering. But again, thinking of those ingredients, those are pretty hard to kind of mimic in a beer. So it really didn't taste like you were drinking a s'more. Doesn't mean it was bad. It was very good in terms of the flavors, and it was certainly something that I would drink again. But from the respect of having it taste like a s'more, it lost on that one. But as I say, good drinking beer. We both enjoyed it. So that was number 9. Number 10 is Robo Ruby from Parallel 49. And it's an Imperial Red IPA. Not really heard of that before, but and the notes on the sides are 0 and 1. It's binary numbers from computers, and I have no idea what it says. But looking at the picture on the front, it kind of looks like Gypsy Tears, so it's probably the big sister of Gypsy Tears from Parallel 49. Now, when you poured it, it was certainly had a reddish hue to it, and fairly clear. The aroma had certainly a grainy sweetness to it. I forgot to say that it weighed in at 9.3%, so we're talking about a pretty good heavyweight here. The flavor initially was kind of bitter, with some slight sweetness up front. And then strong, and I would say meaty, because it's a pretty heavy-bodied beer, with some alcohol burn at the back, basically, but not. It wasn't something you disliked. It was just that you could tell that you were drinking 9.3% beer. I thought it had some pretty complex flavors with some, dark fruits and stuff in that as well. Overall, I thought this was a really good beer. I really liked it. It's not something that you could drink or would want to drink too much of because it is so heavy, and at 9.3% wouldn't be a good idea probably. But from a flavor perspective and an enjoyment perspective, I thought this was really good. Number 11 on the list is from Red Racer, and this one is Lowrider Sugar Plum, 3.9%. So we're talking about a session beer here. Lowrider is a lightly sweet and lightly tart take on a low alcohol refresher with visions of sugar plums dancing in our heads. Plums, vanilla, and lactose make up the unique flavor combination in this adventurous brew. Ingredients: water, barley, wheat, hops, plum juice, lactose, lactic acid, and vanilla. So, an observation, quite a few of the beers up to this point have had lactose in it, which I had not really noticed before in beers. Maybe I haven't read the labels, but it seems to be with both companies, they're adding lactose to it. So anyway, we'll see what this one is like. What did I think of it? Certainly it was pretty tart at the beginning, lots of fizz, had kind of a reddish hue to it, and about one finger of head. Kind of almost tasted like a sour. A nice balance of sweet and sour. Definite sweet plum aroma when pouring. And overall a very refreshing beer. I really liked it. So The last two I would say were keepers probably. And the last one is from Parallel 49, and it's called Proper Treacle, London Porter. Throw on your best fiddle and flute, slide down the apple and pears, P-A-I-R-S, out the Bobby Moore and Cockney walk yourself, double busy to the rub-a-dub, you won't Adam and Eve this proper London Porter. Okay, according to this, the maltiness is up around 9 and a bit, and the bitterness is down around 1. Let's see if that holds true. Now this one was reviewed by 3 of us. George's nephew, Wes, and his wife Pam were over for dinner the other night, and so I put them to work, and we tried this one and the next one that will be being reviewed next time around. So what do we have to say about it? The aroma when being poured was kind of a chocolate and coffee, dark rich brown color in the glass, fairly carbonated, which is unusual for a porter, at least from my perspective, but it meant that it was refreshing to drink. Definitely coffee forward with some chocolate and coffee, a somewhat bitter taste and a bit tangy. Overall though, all 3 of us really enjoyed it and thought it was an easy drinking porter. Just a couple of things though, again, the fact that it was pretty carbonated we thought that was a bit unusual. And the other thing is, it says it's a proper treacle. Now treacle is like a sweet kind of candy in Britain, and there certainly was no sweetness in this one. It was pretty bitter. So I'm not sure where that name comes from, but it's kind of a neat name, I guess. Anyway, those are the 4 that we're up to now. We've still got to catch up, and we'll be coming back in a couple of days and have those ones for you. So stay tuned. Hope you're enjoying some of the beers of this festive season, and we'll talk to you again. Okay? Thanks for watching. Bye now.